Welcome to the Tech Blog Writer Podcast, your guide to future tech trends and innovation in a language you understand. Now, over to your host, Neil Hughes.
Welcome back to another episode of the Tech Blog Writer Podcast. Where are you listening to me today? Are you in a long line outside of an Apple store waiting for that new iPhone? Or are you on the number 79 bus to work or the 703 train? As always, remember to let me know, or maybe send me some photos of exactly where you listen to the show. I've said many times, we have listeners in 155 countries, and I want you to be my eyes. So show me what you can see in your part of the world, where you're listening to this show now. So before we get the guest on, I want you to take that phone out of your pocket and tweet me an image or email me an image. But today I wanted to talk to Brian Murphy, and he's the founder and CEO of ReliaQuest. And the company advances the delivery, the reliability and outcomes of IT security for Fortune 2000 organisations, but in diverse industries. And since 2007, ReliaQuest has rapidly grown into one of the leading providers of IT security for some of the most recognisable corporations in the world. Now, the company takes a collaborative approach through co-management, developing custom solutions based on each organisation's unique risk profile and business goals, while also leveraging existing investments in security, hardware and software. What really caught my attention was the company's co-managed approach is now recognised as the emerging standard by industry experts. So upon hearing this, I invited Brian Murphy, CEO and founder of ReliaQuest, onto the show today to talk about him recently winning the Ernest Young Entrepreneur of the Year award, launching a first-of-its-kind technology-agnostic cyber simulator, and if that isn't a teaser, I don't know what is, and also why Fortune named ReliaQuest as one of the top places to work. Now, I don't want to reveal any spoilers, so it's time to kindly invite you to let me beam your ears all the way to Tampa, Florida, so we can speak with Brian Murphy, the founder and CEO of ReliaQuest. So a massive welcome to the show, Brian. Can you tell the listeners a little about who you are and what you do?
Sure. Well, thanks for having me, Neil. Excited to be here. My name's Brian Murphy. I'm the CEO and founder of ReliaQuest. We are based in Tampa, Florida, but we provide services throughout the United States and worldwide for our U.S.-based customers in the cybersecurity space. So we work with the Fortune 1000 to work next to them every day, 24/7, 365, managing their environments.
So weren't you one of the only 9 winners stateside from the Tampa Bay area in the Ernest and Young Entrepreneur of the Year awards recently? Did I catch that right?
Yes. As part of the Ernst & Young, EY, I was the only winner from the Tampa Bay area and one of 9. They have 9 different categories. So I was the winner for the state of Florida for security, for cybersecurity. And it's an amazing program, and it's impressive the amount of time and effort that EY puts into it. It was a fun experience.
Fantastic. Now, I believe that ReliaQuest offers custom enterprise solutions for all of the security technologies out there. But for anyone that's just tuning in today and hearing about what you guys do for the first time, can you advise a little more about what ReliaQuest is and also what problems it solves? But probably most importantly as well, what makes it so unique and stand out from all the other solutions out there?
Sure. So ReliaQuest, we, on the surface, we provide a managed service. So we work with the Fortune 1000, whether doesn't matter the industry, retail, financial, healthcare. We have an equal balance of the customers, but the largest enterprise customers who have over the years built and architected their IT infrastructures in different ways. So every individual company is different. And we work with them based on their architecture, based on their use cases and their cybersecurity needs. And we overlay our incident response services, our correlation team that are giving them better access and visibility, and our security engineering team to manage a lot of the tools and technologies that they own. And the whole goal is we engage with them directly in their environment, enhancing their environment right next to the customer, working with their teams. To give them better visibility and better fidelity around the data out of their environment so they can take their knowledge of their business and apply the business decisions that they need to around accurate security information. And really what that does is it took this really black box, antiquated, managed security service model of the customer at the enterprise sending data off-site and losing visibility and losing context, and then getting some reporting back. And we reverse that model, and instead of letting them send their data off-site, they leave all their data on-prem. They develop their own environments, working with the technologies they already own, and we do the work in their environment. So it's a drastically different. It's highly customized and highly tuned to that specific company, and not generalizing it to an industry category or to a company size. And so to the customer, it's highly customized, and they get a lot more value, which is why it resonates so well at the largest enterprise, and ultimately why we've grown so fast.
So is it fair to say that you've got more of a collaborative approach, developing custom solutions based more on each individual organization's risk profile and business goals?
Absolutely. It's highly customized to that particular entity.
So as organizations move operations to cloud environments now, are you finding that basic security controls are sometimes not always implemented as they should be, and as a result, actually inviting unnecessary risk into businesses?
It can. We definitely see cases when you move to the cloud without a thorough plan, that you definitely can invite some additional risk, but I'll say it runs the gambit. We also see cases where moving to the cloud, because a lot of these architectures are constructed with security in mind from the beginning, where they actually increase their ability to secure the information. So it really depends, cloud or on-prem, it doesn't matter. It's all about your plan and your approach and paying attention to the architecture. So we see it runs the gambit, but it's definitely not something that you want to ready, fire, aim type of approach to. You want to have a plan and be pretty methodical.
I think your collaborative approach is incredibly refreshing, but I also read that you recently opened the first of its kind simulated cybersecurity storefront, all to provide cyber workforce skills for elementary students, which again is incredibly forward thinking and refreshing. But can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Sure, and that's been a fun thing. We look for ways that we can support the community. We have a unique visibility or a unique perspective on cybersecurity, and in the school systems, the best way to start to train users is start early. And our people are really excited about finding ways to give back into the community. So finding junior achievement and their BizTown storefront, we found a fun way for us to take a different look at what we do at the enterprise and help teach fifth graders across Hillsborough and Pinellas County. About more than 20,000 fifth graders will go through BizTown, and some of them in part of that program will work at ReliaQuest, and everybody there will understand password security and identity control and safety. So for us, it's a way to start getting cyber curriculum exposed at younger times in the education process. So it really checks the box in our core values. We're a learning and development organization first. And at the same time, for our teams, both technical and non-technical at ReliaQuest, it's a ton of fun. I mean, you really meet some smart kids. You can see that the future's pretty bright when you get around that many fifth graders. It's been fun.
Now, October also seems to be the month of a first of its kind solutions from you guys. You've been incredibly busy. Can you tell the listeners more about your technology-agnostic cyber simulator? Because it's had an incredibly cool concept that I was reading about the other day.
No, I appreciate that. And the simulator is something we're very proud of, and it's something that we built for internal use. We also built to allow our customers to leverage. You know, we are a cybersecurity service provider, but at our core, our secret sauce is our ability to hire, train, and develop cybersecurity talent. And in order for us not to have the same challenges the rest of the cybersecurity industry has, we have to be very good at developing people. There's a shortage of trained and skilled cybersecurity professionals in the U.S. and really across the world, but I contend there's no shortage of people who would like to be trained and skilled in cybersecurity. So the simulator, what better way to get good at security in a safe environment is for us to simulate what they're actually going to be doing the day that they step into our queues. So we put them through a very instrumented, regimented, simulating live events across tons of different technologies and multiple technical environments to allow people to thrive and to learn in our environment before they actually step in and start providing services to the customer. So we had to find a way, just like flight simulators in planes, I wanted a flight simulator for cybersecurity. So we spent 8 to 12 months developing it, and learned a lot of really cool things that from the development of that simulator will now is impacting our business. As you'll see some more announcements come out in early next year about the capabilities that have been created just by forcing ourselves to think about how to simulate cyber.
It really does feel like cybersecurity industry at the moment is continuously evolving, and for good reason. But as a company that are hiring, training, and developing cybersecurity professionals, how do you stay ahead of the curve at ReliaQuest? And also, how much of your success is down to supporting and actually retraining your team members?
Sure, I'd say the training piece, the culture side of ReliaQuest, we have a belief that we take care of the people that we work with every day, take care of your team members, and the customers will ultimately be happy. So our focus is on the people that we work with every day, and that's part of that training and development. That is the success of ReliaQuest. That's why our retention numbers are above 90% in an industry where that is not the norm. It's much lower across the industry. So in the changing dynamic of cybersecurity, you have to expect it. I mean, the only way you can prepare for it is to understand it's going to change, and we approach everything by pushing the envelope. So you can't go out to the industry and ask them what they need. A lot of times you need to go out to the industry and understand the problem, and then we allocate time inside the company through our innovation teams, through our different shift rotations, and allow our people to take crack at solving problems. And that's where the best innovation comes. So we stay ahead of it by giving people time to think and using automation and technology internally inside our company to remove things that take a lot of time but doesn't take a lot of somebody's brain to get done. So we want to remove the minutia and allow them, to really think about some of the fundamental businesses in better ways to do things, no differently than a manufacturing company would. If you go back to Ford Motor Company and how they automated the manufacturing process, we take a lot of the same mindset at RQ, is understand the problem, expect it to change, and allow our people some time to take some swings at it to improve it.
And it really does seem to be working, because ReliaQuest was also recently recognised by Fortune as one of the best places to work. So, what is the secret to keeping all your employees happy?
I think it's one, you have to be honest about what your culture is. Yeah. And sometimes, culture is, we write down 4 words, and in some environments, culture is something that's on your website, but after that, you never hear about it. So when you start at ReliaQuest, it's completely different. We make decisions around our culture. Our values are be accountable, be helpful, be focused, be adaptable. And every employee goes through 5 days of onboarding training around those 4 principles and what that means, using business studies and case studies. And then everything we do as an organization revolves around decision-making around those 4 values. I think the more you're open and transparent and honest with your teams, it helps that we're growing at the pace that we are so people can stay challenged. And my job really as CEO and founder remains the culture of the company and the pace of the organization. And if I invest my time in those 2 things, what you focus on, you do get. And so we focus on our culture. We are a hard-charging culture. We are an intense culture. What we do is hard. Cybersecurity is very difficult, but we're honest about that on the upfront. So we tell people, join us, you will work hard, but you'll accomplish more in a shorter period of time than you could imagine doing elsewhere. And so I think it's transparency and then a focus on the culture.
You have enjoyed an incredibly busy and successful year, but you're clearly not a company to stand still. So what's next for ReliaQuest? Is there anything else you can share with us today?
Yeah, I think what's next for ReliaQuest is when we talk about on the tech side, pushing the envelope and starting to look at how do we continue to remove the minutia and the noise and security. There are more things that we know that we don't need. And the way we look at security is let's eliminate the things that we know we don't need to look at, so we have more time to look at the things that we may be uncertain around. And so automation is a big drive inside of RQ, and most of that automation is not something that we're selling out to the market. Those are things that we're working on to be more efficient internally inside RQ, which helps retention and allows our people to be more challenged. On the training and development side, ReliaQuest University will continue to expand its focus on building curriculum around the mindset of high-performance teams, and so working with different mindset coaches from sports psychology and different organizations that come in and consult with us about the mental habits of winning and being successful, as well as developing out and expanding our instructional design team to expand our technical training using that simulator and turning around and offering to our customers the training that they're used to paying for. We remove that. So at no cost, let their teams come train with our teams, and we can impact the broader cybersecurity training deficit together between vendor and customer, and that builds a lot of goodwill and a lot of expertise going forward. So you'll see a lot of focus there, and then continued expansion. You'll continue to hear from RQ. It's amazing to see the scale and the growth and how much our message is resonating out there, and it makes me really proud. You see that in the Fortune rankings and Entrepreneur of the Year. That's all being done by people other than me. You get the benefit of being the CEO, and people look at you as the CEO and founder, but we probably get too much credit. It's really the talent of the people that we work with every day is pretty phenomenal.
So if we have inspired anyone listening today to want to get in touch with you guys or have any questions or start a conversation, can you just remind the listeners of the website for ReliaQuest, and also if the best way of reaching out and contacting your team?
Sure. So ReliaQuest, www.reliaquest.com, ReliaQuest.com. And the best way to reach out is either via our website, via LinkedIn. Really, whether you want to send a smoke signal or however you want to communicate with us, we're here to listen, and we're always looking for talented individuals and people that want to learn and be a part of something. Part of something bigger. So if you find a way to reach us, we'll find a way to respond.
Fantastic. Like we said earlier on, there is a lack of cybersecurity skills out there at the moment, but the fact that you're working with people to hire, train and develop the future security cyber professionals is fantastic. And it's also incredibly exciting that ReliaQuest is known as somewhere where talented individuals can come to learn, grow and build a career that they're actually proud of. And for that, I think it's a fantastic thing alone. So a big thank you for coming on today.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate the opportunity, and we'll continue to listen on. We enjoy your talk, so thanks for what you're doing out there. It adds a lot of value.
What a fantastic year ReliaQuest have had. I mean, in the last few weeks alone, they've hit my newsfeed for winning the Ernest Young Entrepreneur of the Year award, or should I say Brian won that award. They launched the first of its kind technology-agnostic cyber simulator, and Fortune named ReliaQuest one of the top places to work. Like I said a few moments ago, though, it's genuinely exciting that ReliaQuest is now known as somewhere talented individuals can come to learn, grow and build their career that they're proud of. I mean, how many workplaces do you know, wherever you listen to this show, that are like that? In fact, if you do know of any, let me know, because I want to get them on this show too. You should know where to reach me by now, but if you are a first-time listener, please tweet me at Neil C. Hughes or email me at techblogwriter@outlook.com. And don't forget that you can sign up for my weekly newsletter over at techblogwriter.co.uk. But it's time I made tracks, I'm afraid. So a big thanks for listening. And until next time, don't be a stranger.
Thanks for listening to the Tech Blog Writer Podcast. Until next time, remember, technology is best when it brings people together.